Today we're going to make a landscape based on the art of Roy Lichtenstein, only we're going to put our own little spin on it, and we're using the 5 kinds of line to try to change the mood in the landscape. So 5 kinds of line would be vertical, horizontal, diagonal, zigzag, and curvy, which also turns into little swirls sometimes. In Roy's sunset picture, he had diagonal, he had lots of curvy lines, some were bumpy, some were gently waving across the page, and it made kind of a peaceful sunset picture. So how can we take these 5 kinds of line and make a very, very simple landscape, but you can also change the mood. It doesn't have to be the little peaceful landscape. For example, I'm going to take a black marker. If it is permanent, please put newspaper underneath. If you made the bottom line a zigzag, modified zigzag, how does that change the landscape? So I could add a couple of these across my page. Makes it look kind of like cliffs and like things are breaking. And he had some happy fluffy clouds off in the distance. What if instead you had jagged zigzags across the top of the page? And yes, you could put in a little curve for the sun. And if you wanted, you could put in diagonal lines up here, or maybe you have more zigzags at the top to make some kind of angry clouds. So try to use the 5 kinds of line in different ways to come up with a unique landscape that kind of shows the mood that you want to express. Once your lines are drawn, we're sticking with Roy's limited palette, which would be primary colors plus black. I highly recommend for the yellow, just pick some areas that you want to be yellow, if you have any at all, and just color them in solid, because for the other colors, we're using texture plates. And not everybody will have dots. I just chose to use dots because that's what Roy had in his work most of the time. So texture plates, you remember, go under your art, and then you still color like normal. You don't have to push down extra hard or use the side. Just color very gently. And if you're coloring a large area, then you have to move your paper around. But for the yellow, if you have it, I recommend you just color it in solid, because it's very hard to see the pattern with the yellow crayon since it's so light.